we would like to address something that was brought up in the last transmission regarding the idea of what contact would be like with respect to a couple of expressions of your entertainment. It was brought up of the contrast and the comparisons between Star Wars and Star Trek. The idea is that Star Wars is representative of something that happened millions of years ago in the old Orion systems, where there was a lot of oppression, suppression, rebellion, struggle, strife, negativity, fear. The idea, as we have said, is that there are many stories playing out on Earth to help finish some of those old cycles. So the ancient Orion story is here, which is one of the reasons why, intuitively and collectively, Star Wars was created, to bring that back up into your consciousness so that you can process it, deal with it, begin to let it go. So, Star Wars represents symbolically your past. Star Trek represents symbolically your future, where you are moving into the idea of a unity, an exploration, an experience, a connection between many different species in the galaxy. The idea, of course, is that eventually you yourselves, humanity itself, will venture out among the stars with the assistance of extraterrestrial technology to become other civilizations' UFOs, to take on the process of letting them know that they are not alone in the universe. You will encounter many different kinds of civilizations, just as we have. Many of you will specialize in exactly how you approach these civilizations and become first contact specialists yourselves in the far future, in the decades to come. We have in the past talked about the idea of a civilization not so very far away from your own that will be, in a sense, a kind of test case for you. We have left this civilization alone. You will be the ones to make first contact with them as humanity, so that you can be trained as to how to go about that particular process, to understand, to observe, to watch, to study, to learn what their civilization is all about. So in your ships, you can begin to decide whether it is and when it is appropriate for you to approach them, how it might be appropriate for you to initiate first contact with the dispensation of information, with sightings, so on and so forth. Programs will be laid out. You will plan, you will consult, you will confer, you will decide together in councils how you will approach new civilizations who you feel may be ready for the very beginnings of open contact for their civilization. Now, you will do it differently than we have done it, for we are evolved to a point where we have done this in a very different way. But you will have your way of doing this, and they will get to know you as a species and become familiar with themselves through your eyes eventually. The idea, going back to Star Wars and Star Trek, as to what it is that was and what it is that will be, we remind you that even in the creation of the entertainment of Star Wars, to give you your first clue that it's about your past and not your future, it begins a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So you know intuitively it is about where you came from and not where you're going to.